We're pleased once again to be joined by David Socolow, who is Executive Director of the New Jersey Higher Education Student Assistance Authority. Good to see you, David.
Good to see you, Steve.
Okay, we'll put up the website for the authority. Tell everyone what you do and why it matters.
So we're the state agency that helps students and families get the financial resources, the money, as well as the information they need to afford college. And we are all about Governor Murphy's agenda to make college more affordable. Key elements of that is reduce that net cost that students pay after all the grants and scholarships, including the ones that the state provides through HESA, as well as helping them take out less debt in the first place by saving for college over time through our NJ Best program.
Yeah, we're a 529 family on our end, and people Google 529 college saving plan and figure it out yourself if you're able to do that. You know, easier said than done, but it's important. Hey, David, do this for us. The impact of the pandemic as we do this program toward the end of 2021 on higher education overall, but also higher education affordability.
So it's been very important to try to help people because they faced greater costs. Obviously, people had more challenges paying for college with the disruption to employment of various kinds, both people working for a salary and the self-employed or business owners. Those families had difficulty last year in particular as huge amounts of jobs were impacted. Students, of course, also work. And students are working while they're going to college. And look at the kinds of jobs many students do, retail and hospitality. Those are the kinds of jobs that students do while they're going to school. In many cases, those jobs were disrupted. And so our efforts to make college more affordable were even more important. Luckily, there was some federal relief funding specifically for college students, emergency grants, but it's been obviously a very difficult time. We also saw some students withdraw. We definitely saw enrollment declines during the pandemic.
You know, it's so interesting, this whole higher education discussion we've been having with so many college presidents, people in the higher ed community, people on your end, folks who understand financing of investments that are important in our lives, particularly education. Do you think, David, I know in some ways this goes outside of the scope of the authority's work, but that somehow this pandemic on some level has dampened a significant number of people's view of what higher education is? Or is it, if they really could, they would, and it's just really an affordability question? It's not, it doesn't matter anymore, because I can't, particularly with one son in college, the other one about to go, I can't imagine that.
No, listen, the jobs that were created in the recession, the jobs that held up best during the pandemic, those were the jobs requiring education after high school. And so credentials that are valued by businesses, valued by industries, that you earn after high school in a college setting or in some form of career training, are more important now than ever before. When you look at the jobs that did best, when you look at the jobs that gave people the greatest mobility, it's those that required education after high school. And so college affordability is where it's all about. And the key point is reducing that net cost that people pay. And so we've got a bunch of things we're doing on that.
Name a couple of quick programs, David.
Yeah,
so again, go to the website to find out more yourself. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, so listen, we've added funding to our need-based financial aid grants, the tuition aid grant and the Educational Opportunity Fund, the EOF program. That's helping people pay less total for college because we're helping them pay some of that tuition. We've also created a college promise, which is to give people a predictable net price, a price of $0 to go to community college, no tuition and fees, free, if you have a family income under $65,000. We started that 3 years ago. It's been incredibly successful. More than 50,000 students, almost half of the students at community colleges are benefiting from the Community College Opportunity Grant. And then third, we are expanding that starting in fall of 2022 to pick up the third and fourth years of college for students at a 4-year public institution in New Jersey. They too will now be able to get a Garden State guarantee, free tuition for years 3 and 4 at one of those public four-year schools if their family incomes are up to $65,000, and if their incomes are above $65,000, there will be a predictable discount off of that sticker price up to a sliding scale where it phases out.
So is it fair to say, as we're running out of time here, David, that many of the programs, if not all of them, are income-based, meaning the need is clearly greater for lower income or families that are struggling on the lower end of the socioeconomic strata, if you will, that those programs are designed more for those folks to give them the opportunity that so many of us who have been so blessed and fortunate and our kids have had? Is that, I know it's overly simplistic.
Well, no, that's a crucial part of it, because making college affordable really is about figuring out how we can get that net price lower. But we also are incentivizing college savings, including with our tax deduction. So families in New Jersey with incomes up to $200,000, under its exciting new law that the governor signed in June, the College Affordability Act, they can deduct up to $10,000 in tuition that they pay. They can deduct up to $10,000 a year that they put into a New Jersey Best 529 college savings plan. We also have a matching grant program for people putting money into a 529.
David, I'm sorry for cutting you off. There's a time issue, right? Oh, as always. We'll have you back. David Socolow, Executive Director, New Jersey Education Student Assistance Authority. Thank you, David. We appreciate important information.
Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you.
I'm Steve Adubato. That's David Socolow. We'll see you next time.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, University Hospital, NJM Insurance Group, the New Jersey Education Association, NJ Best, New Jersey's 529 College Savings Plan, the North Ward Center, PSE&G, PNC, Grow Up Great, and by Caldwell University. Promotional support provided by New Jersey Monthly and by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association.
How do you create change? By cultivating hope. And we see that every day. In the eyes of our preschoolers, in the souls of the seniors in our Adult Day program, in the minds of the students at Robert Treat Academy, a national Blue Ribbon School of Excellence, in the passion of children in our Youth Leadership Development Program, in our commitment to connections at the Center for Autism, and in the heart of our community, the North Ward Center, creating opportunities for equity, education, and growth.